Hi, my name is Dr. Cheryl Meier, and I'm a psychologist and a life coach, and I help people navigate through their spiritual awakening. I have a class on awakening your intuition based on the power of now, just learning how to be present. And so I've learned a lot from creating the course, actually. If you want to learn more about what I do, you can, whatever platform this is on, go to YouTube and subscribe to me there so you get notifications every time that I make a new video. I'm going to make this one a short one. Basically, I was studying yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, in my meditation. Here, hold on. I'm going to put my dog down. I was studying the word agape. I looked it up. And I feel like really people are missing the boat a lot of the times in religions. Especially I grew up in Western religion, in Christianity. And I feel like what Christ is teaching us is so much deeper than what's usually being conveyed in the churches. And I don't want to put down churches or anything like that, because everyone just is where they are, and we're not always conscious what programming has gone into us, what programming is in the collective. But I really work to understand this in my own life and to help other people understand this, so we can clear out the messages that keep us confused, basically. And so I was just watching this whole video on yin and yang right here, this symbol, and how in the yin, which is the darker one, there's the seed of the yang, and in the yang there's the seed of the yin. So it's a balance, and it's over, they turn into one another. There's a harmonious relationship, and the one has the seed of the other. And if you think of oneness, the singularity, the oneness of us as coming from the divine, and then the divine puts us out, and then there's male and female, and there's left and right, and yin and yang, and summer and winter, and all these things happen in the duality out here. I do that so we can go back to here and then think of the duality like this. If these principles are new to you, then it's fine. Just hang on, hold on to your seat. It's fine. But agape, okay, so I was so surprised because I looked it up in the Greek word. I took Greek in college because I really wanted to understand these things even way back then. So when I looked up agape, what I found was it said, when I looked it up in the Greek word, because I really wanted to understand how do the Greeks see it, or how do they see it in classic ancient times, because sometimes words get watered down. But this definition said doing the right thing at the right time for the right reason. And so if Christ says, agape, love as I have loved you, agape, love others as I have agape you, then he's saying he always did the right thing at the right time for the right intention, for the right reason. And so when you look at Taoism, which talks about the Wu Wei, which is the way of balance, the way of, they described it as, this one video I was watching, this line in between the yin and the yang is the Wu Wei. You learn the balance of flow. And what stood out to me was yang is more like action. And they said sometimes, you have to be more active. It's often described as the masculine element, and yin is the female element, but we all have both. But they were saying, like, when you're at work, you might be in more of your yang energy because you're active and you're doing things, and it's harder. It's also the light and the warmth and height, fullness, aggression, speed, active force. And the feminine is softer, and it's like night instead of day, and it's in the darkness, and it's more cold feeling, but it's emptiness. It's emptiness. So they described like a mug, it has to be empty, and if it's not empty, then you don't have anything to put the liquid in, And so but what they said was that if you're always in your active mind, then an aggressive place, then your yin side is not going to put up a fight with the aggressive side of you. You have to actively pull back the yang side, your active energy, this mind energy. We're addicted. Eckhart Tolle talks a lot about in The Power of Now how we're addicted to our egotism and our mind activity and trying to control things and stuck in our head. And so it's like pulling back that energy on purpose so that your spiritual, yang is physical energy, your eyes, your cells, your body, your physical body, that's the yang. And yin is like your spiritual, your essence, if you think of Santa Claus, you don't just think of his outer person, but you think of the essence of what he brings, like presents and joy and happiness and all of that. And so it's like that unnameable aspect of your pet or your best friend or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever it is, your spouse, or your child. It's like the essence of them. It's more than just their physical appearance and what they're wearing and their physical body. It's like the essence of them. That's like your yin. Well, that's one aspect of it as far as I understand. And so this side of you is not going to fight the other side of you. It's to say, hey, value me, give me space in your life. It's like all us experiencing through, the whip of destiny, they call it. You either learn by knowledge and wisdom, or you learn by the experience of the whip of destiny, which hurts really bad. And so we learn by our imbalance. You don't have to label it all as that's all bad, this is all good, or whatever. It's just understanding. Learn when I'm out of balance. You can feel it. You feel depressed and panicked, and you're too much in your head, and you're not developing the spiritual side of yourself, and you have anxiety and fear and stress, and you're in lack. And so that's egotism. And so, well, it's not all egotism, but if you pull back the yang energy, then the yin energy has more room to be full. And to what was Christ saying? He was saying, it's in John 14, he was saying, those who love me, agape, this is why I was looking it up, those who love me, I translated it, okay, so you understand more of the mystical meaning of it. They guard my telos. It says they keep my commandments, but what does that mean to us in our everyday mind? They guard, they keep, they are a keeper of this way. They are a keeper of this balance, of the Wu way, which is the balance of action and non-action. I think that's what it is. But anyway, he's saying those who love me guard my, it's not the word commandments. The word commandments is telos. It's like my direction, this way I have taught you. If he says, I am the way, he's teaching you this way. And we're meant to guard that, as in practice that in our life, and not let anyone, he says, do not be anxious for anything. It's like tarasso is the Greek word. It's like, don't let anyone pull you out of your serenity, out of this balance that's being talked about in the Tao. I don't know all of the mysteries of how they're intertwined. I can just feel it in my intuition, and I know it from what I've been studying, and just having an open mind, but using discernment and going, there's something missing here that people are missing, and there's something more to be had over here. It's like learning, how do we get back in this oneness? We're in this duality. How do we bring agape, real true love, back into our lives? How do we love other people with a real love that's not using them, that's not using ourselves, that's not dragging ourselves all around by just staying in our mind energy, because our spiritual side won't fight with us. It won't say, hey, you need to spend more time on the spiritual energy. That's yang saying that. And so the yang is always going to win when it comes to dominance and stuff. So it's like choosing to pull back because of the imbalance that we're experiencing in our lives and our relationships and our culture. We see it all around, the imbalance. So how do we pull that back to develop the spiritual side of ourselves more, and then take action when we need to take action, and be empty when we need to take empty? BMD. Anyway, much love.